Hey, welcome back. This is Peter Palmiotti, and this is Making Comics and Art, episode 344. I've been thinking about doing a video for 2 weeks, but thinking about it isn't actually making one. Still having all these issues with video clarity and whatnot. I don't even have my overhead light on. It's just the ceiling light. It's kind of ridiculous. Anyway, we'll get through this. I promise. It will get better. For now, it's kind of crappy. But at least you can see the pencil for what there is. Okay, so before I get into the topic, I'll just talk about this piece. This is a pinup for a site called Swords and Sorcery. It's an online magazine. It's a bunch of short stories. They're doing a crowdfunder right now. They launched today. I'll throw the link into the description box for you to go check it out if you so wish it. I thought I was going to do one pinup, but the deadline's further out than I thought, so I'm going to be doing this one and finishing this one and doing another one. So the crowdfunder is for like 60 stories, I believe, and illustrations by a bunch of different artists, me being one of them. Yeah, it just launched today, and it's almost at 1,000, and it's a 4,500 goal, so pretty close already. So yeah, it's all barbarians and anybody with swords. So this one is, I don't know, it's not too descriptive in the short story that I read that this is based on, but 16th century maybe, around the time of the Three Musketeers, who knows. But I just coming up with my own visuals for it. So the story is called The Garden of Dreamers, and in it there's these sort of blocks. I forget how it's described in the story, but essentially that people wind up laying down on and becoming dreamers, and they're stuck in the garden and until until they finish dreaming. It's kind of weird, kind of wacky, and yeah, at some point, a bunch of officers go into this garden, and they're looking for something, but the vines come out and attach to them and force them onto these blocks, and then they're trapped there. So I came up with this. Let me center it somewhat. Yeah, I started penciling it. It's not finished penciled. I don't normally, I typically I finish the pencils and then start inking. But the only thing not penciled is, this. Let me show you more of the bottom. This will be the bottom of that, and then all this area will be grass, and then up here there'll be trees in the background. And then I'll do a horizon line, and it's foggy. I'm not sure how heavy I'll go to indicating fog. And I might throw some more vines around. But this is more the 3 foreground images in the picture. Yeah, it depends on how crazy I get. Much like when I ink, like if I'm inking over, say, loose pencils or even breakdowns, like this as it is would be considered a breakdown, and I would go in a little heavier than normal and really throw down a lot more detail and effects and whatnot. But yeah, the top part of him is figured out. He is going to have more of a costume, so I have to indicate more of a costume on him. I do know he has boots, but I got to figure out the pants and sort of the sleeves. And then here he'll be holding a sword. But he's kind of already trapped by the vines. And then here's a woman who came to the garden earlier, and she's already in sleeping mode. And here's another one of the officers kind of just freaking out about the situation. And yeah, so I'm going to be working on this a lot more, and I'll be doing another pinup. Like I said, I'll throw the description. It's a backer kit link, and you could go check out all the pledge levels and whatnot, and support you know, us creatives. So I got this going on. The graphic novel I mentioned a bunch of times. The artist is currently laying out the whole book. So that's approximately 130 pages. Because altogether it's 150, give or take. But since 2 issues were published 15 years ago or some such, there's the first part of the book is already completed art, although it's being recolored, and I saw a couple of the pages that were recolored and it's looking good. So yeah, I'll be getting pencil pages sometime in September, which is tomorrow. Well, the month starts tomorrow. But for today's topic, too much work is a good thing. And that's something a lot of people say in regards to, like, when they ask me what I'm up to, I say I got too much work. I got like over a year's worth of work. Between the graphic novel, a couple of miscellaneous things like this. I got a Hulk of New York issue to finish inks on. I am maybe a third of the way of the inks are done on that. I got a manga book, which I'll probably hold off until last. I got pages from Brett I got to get to. That's 8 pages total I got from him. I got to get back on. Yeah, it's just like 1 or 2 other things that I'm probably forgetting. I don't have it written down in front of me, which I should do when I do these. Oh, that's weird. Why is it dark now? Oh, okay, that was just me. So yeah, I slowly chipped away at a couple of odds and ends. I had to do paperwork for my health benefits. It seems like they're coming at me every 3 months to update my information for them. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I had a previous, well, it's been a while, so a previous busy 2 weeks, but it continues on. So yeah, the gist of it is I get a hell of a lot of work, more work than I've handled in a long time. I've been off course most of this year, but I'm pushing to really get back into the thick of it and make daily progress. So that's going fairly well. Still not up to the standards I want, but I'll get there. But yeah, the focus on this sucks. I'm sorry for the visuals, the lighting. It's ridiculous. I've tried a bunch of different drivers and whatnot with my webcam. I don't know what the hell the issue is. Maybe because it's too far. Well, it's further away than it was previously. But I'll try a few things and see if I can really fix it and make it primo. But I will mention, because I mentioned in the last video that the video before that took like 4 hours to upload. Well, the last video only took a fourth of that, so maybe about an hour to upload a 11 something minute video. This is already going longer. Maybe I'll go for 15 minutes. But yeah, so hopefully it won't be a 4 hour upload, or I think it was worse than that. I think it was 5 hours plus. But yeah, my internet isn't great, but it's also not that horrible that it should take me 5 hours to upload a freaking 10, 11 minute video. But yeah, too much work is a good thing. I know how I work best. I've really, pushed into my brain early on a sort of working method that doesn't really exist anymore. Like most of the work I've done in the industry on comics is inking. And for the first third of my career, definitely, I was getting consistent work. So I would get a job, do the job, hand the job in, and then go look for another job. Now I got, due to, in large part, my fault, I've started taking on multiple jobs. And, some of the jobs have been shelved and, put on hold. Some jobs have been delayed. Some jobs, things happen, especially in independent comics. And I always have to chase the money, and I make the majority of my money through inking gigs. So yeah, here we are today, where I got a massive amount of work, and a massive amount of jobs, if you lay them all out. And it's kind of ridiculous, and it's, it irritates me to no end, and it's, like I said, it's my fault, whatever. But I aim to clean it up, while at the same time having a good amount of money coming in. So it's all a balancing act, and freelance is a difficult thing. But my main goal this month is somehow, some way to earn more money than I did last month. Because expenses are higher, rent is higher, I'm paying a higher internet bill. Thankfully, my cell phone bill isn't too high, but I'm paying that every 6 months as opposed to every month. Well, even the internet bill is every other month. There's kind of pluses and minuses to that. But I do know that this month internet is due. I'll go tomorrow to pay rent. Already put the money in the bank, so just got to write a check and hand that in. I gotta go shopping. I gotta do laundry. I gotta buy the baby Rocket a stack of cat food. Oh, something I did which will affect my food shopping. And I'm going longer than 15 minutes. Is I ordered, there's services online where you can order food. And I ordered through one of them, and I'm going to get like 6 or 8 meals, maybe more than that. But I'm going to see how that works out. Problem with that is I'm going to have to earn a lot more, because it was like 100 and something for a week's worth of dinners, essentially. So that should be interesting. I'm experimenting all over the place. I'm trying to draw more because I'm going to be getting back into one of my other projects. A big project is Icebox, where I'm penciling and inking that. So trying to draw more so I can get back into the flow of that book, because I put that on hold so I can deal with a lot of little things. I did some work on a dog commission, although the woman I did it for didn't think my drawing of her dog looked like her dog. I kind of chalked that up to her photo wasn't great. It was a clear enough photo, but it was like a ragtag dog on top of cloth and whatnot. It was like, you couldn't tell the difference between the dog in the background. Anyway, I drew that, sent that to her, and this was just initial sketch to get into the flow of it. And she didn't think it looked like her dog. Well, I don't want to deal with individuals. In my experience, and definitely in the last couple of years, it hasn't gone well. Comic work is easy compared to doing drawings for people. So I said, okay, no problem. I got out of the work. I'm busy enough. Thanks. Thanks anyway. Um, so no hard feelings. Moved on. Um, one less thing to worry about. And I tried this. Let's see. Yeah, that's a little clearer. It's not totally in focus. In focus. But yeah, so the essence of all I'm talking about is that I got a ton of work. I'm not up to the production I used to be. So I'm pushing myself to get back into that kind of lifestyle and phase. um, and hope that, things will go a lot smoother, and the more I can knock off my list, the more focused I'll be. But yeah, just one day at a time. And, well, I do want to do consistent videos here. So this is me doing that. And looks like we're at 22 minutes, just about. So thank you for watching. Give it a like. Subscribe if you haven't. Um, I hope this was helpful in some way. I don't know. It's just me going on about my stuff. But future videos, we'll get there. I'll get back into the groove of doing this too. It's funny. Oh, I'll mention a friend of mine, Jeff Lafferty, is coming back and making videos. He's always been a good storyteller, and he's doing a giant painting right now. So go check out his channel, Jeff Lafferty on YouTube. So he's easy to find, much like me. That's it for now. I'll talk to you again in a week. Hopefully I'll have some really interesting stuff to chat about. Okay, bye. Have a good one. Keep making comics. Keep making art.